Gopal Jiu publication presents Paripraśna, the process of inquiry, from the teachings of Srimad Gour Govinda Swami Maharaja. Edited by Madhavanda Prabhuji. Chapter 1, Fully Blossomed Consciousness. Page 12, Levels of Consciousness. There are 5 levels of consciousness. First, Avritta Chetna, covered consciousness. Second, Sankuchita Chetna, contracted, shrunken consciousness. Third, Mukulita Chetna, budding consciousness. Fourth, Vikasita Chetna, blossoming consciousness. Fifth, Purna Vikasita Chetna, completely blossomed consciousness. In this purport, it is said that Adi Devika, self-identification, seeing oneself as a servant of the Lord, is the beginning of purity of consciousness. And this purity of consciousness culminates in Purna Vikasita Chetna, completely 100% blossoming of consciousness. That level of consciousness is the goal of life, the supreme perfection of the human form. All animate objects come under these 5 levels of consciousness. Trees and mountains come under Avritta Chetna, covered consciousness. They have consciousness, but it is covered. Aquatics, birds, beasts and other animals come under Sankuchita Chetna, shrunken, contracted consciousness. Human beings come under these 3 categories: Mukulita Chetna, Vikasita Chetna and Purna Vikasita Chetna. My Guru Maharaj says that of the 3, Adi Devika is the best. Adi Devika, self-identification, is the beginning of purity of consciousness in pursuance of the desire of the Lord. As a human being, you should understand what is the goal, the fully blossoming state of consciousness. And you should understand how to achieve it. That is the perfection of human life. Sadhu, Shastra and Guru teach us this. In many places, it has been said that the human form of life is very rarely achieved. Durlabham Manusham Janma. In the human form of life, the opportunity has been given to attain the last level of consciousness, the state of fully blossoming consciousness. In other forms of life, that opportunity is not available. These teachings are given to human beings and are not given to other forms of life. In other life forms, the consciousness is so low that they cannot understand these teachings. Nalkuvar and Manigriv. As a human being, if you abuse your independence, you must become degraded. For example, the 2 Gandharvas, Nalkuvar and Manigriv, were in the higher planetary system, but they were naked, shamelessly enjoying Jalakrida, water play with heavenly girls. When Narad Muni came, they were so shameless and their consciousness was so low that they did not consider that a great Mahajana, devotee, authority had come. Narad became angry and said, "What are these rascals doing? They don't deserve to stay here." So he cursed them. "Be gone, get out of this place. You don't deserve to be here. You are abusing the opportunity of independence given to you. You are not trying to achieve the highest state of consciousness. You are just abusing it. So go back to the lowest type of consciousness, which is Avrita Chetna, covered consciousness. Nalkovar and Manigriv became two Arjuna trees. Thus, they came under the lowest category of consciousness and remained that way for 36,000 years. However, a sadhu's curse is also a blessing. A sadhu is your well-wisher. Krishna says, Suridham Sarva Bhutana. I am your only well-wishing friend. The dear devotees of Krishna, like Narad Muni, are also our well-wishers. If Nalkovar and Manigriv would have spent 36,000 years in the human form, they would not have gotten the chance to come in touch with Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But in one life they got that opportunity. They became two Arjuna trees in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj, and Krishna became the son of Nanda Maharaj and displayed his childhood pastimes there. That is the blessing of Narada. Receiving the touch of Krishna, they resumed their original consciousness and got back their Gandharva forms. Abusing their independence, they had become degraded to the lowest level of consciousness. Similarly, if you abuse your independence, you will become similarly degraded. One who is intelligent never abuses his free will. This is the teaching of Sadhu Shastra Guru. Shastra Guru Atma Rupe Apanare Janan Mura Prabhutrata Jivera Haya Gyan. The forgetful conditioned soul is educated by Krishna through the Vedic literatures, the realized spiritual master and the super soul. Through these, he can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead as he is, and he can understand that Lord Krishna is his eternal master and deliverer from the clutches of Maya. In this way, one can acquire real knowledge of his conditioned life and can come to understand how to attain liberation. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, Chapter 20, Verse 123. Krishna is our merciful friend, well-wishing friend. As the Super Soul, he teaches us through Shastra, Guru and Paramatma. Otherwise, the conditioned souls here would not understand their real identity. Krishna bhuli se jiva anadi bahir mukha ata eva maya tare deya samsara dukkha. Forgetting Krishna, the living entity has been attracted by the external feature from time immemorial. Therefore, the illusory energy, Maya, gives him all kinds of misery in his material existence. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, Chapter 20, Verse 170. Stopping at the end of first paragraph on page 15. Thank you. Hare Krishna.